going on, guys? Welcome to J Claw's Anime Talk, and today we are continuing the series where we explain every single sword that Asta has ever gotten. If you are new to this channel and missed the beginning of this series, we talked about Asta's Demon Slayer sword, and not too long ago we talked about Asta's second sword, his Demon Dweller sword. I will leave a card up for both videos if you want to go check those out on the right hand corner. If you want to watch those videos first to understand the properties of Asta's swords in order, then I suggest you do. But if you want to stick around and watch this video first and watch those after, then let's get right into it. Quick heads up though, I forgot to mention that this video will contain some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then I suggest you click off. But if you don't mind and want to stick around, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel and want to see more content like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So now let's explain Asta's Demon Destroyer sword. Now for starters, the first time we ever seen this sword was in Black Clover episode 100 when Licht pulled out the sword versus Asta and Yuno. But during the climax of the battle, we seen that Licht used the sword to block an attack from Asta and Yuno, and that's when the sword fell out of his hands, and that's when we seen Asta grab the sword for the very first time. Instantly we seen that it bonded with Asta going inside his grimoire at the end of episode 100. A few episodes later we seen that the sword reappeared out of Asta's grimoire during the attack of Hodge Village, very similar to how Asta got his first sword, the Demon Slayer sword. One thing that this sword has in common with the rest of the swords is its ability to cut magic with the edge of the sword, but it does not have the ability like the Demon Slayer sword to send magic back, or the special ability like the Demon Dweller sword where Asta can absorb the magic unconsciously from his friends and use it in an attack. But there are some uniqueness about this sword, and it also has its own special ability just like the other swords. This sword's ability has the power to absorb, cancel out, and remove any effects of any spell like it never happened. We seen when the elf possessed Purple Orca Magic Mage poisoned everyone in Hodge Village when they were on the brink of death, Asta canceled out and negated the spell. The reason why this sword is able to do this because it draws out so much of Asta's anti-magic to the point where the sword goes completely black. It's very similar to when we see Asta go in his Black Asta mode and we see the black anti-magic energy all around him. We see that on Asta's sword. That is the only sword that has the black anti-magic energy all around it. It spreads out Asta's black anti-magic energy all around the facility without Asta even going into his Black Asta mode. This sword is so powerful enough that not only that it affects and removes and negates any kind of magic, but also strong forbidden magic like reincarnation magic. Our first demonstration of this is when we seen in Hodge Village when the elf possessed Purple Orca was fighting Asta and Yuno, and Asta used the sword to stab him and cancel out the reincarnation magic. This sword legitimately has the power to save someone's soul. If anything, if someone had to give the MVP award to someone during the Elf Invasion arc, it has to go to Asta. Reasons why is because that's not the only time that Asta saved someone's soul. The second time that this happens when Asta saved Luck when he was elf possessed ready to kill Vanessa and Magna. Asta was able to save his soul and send the elf right back into the afterlife. That is why every time we see Asta stab someone, the reincarnation circle disappears. Another key moment of this is when we seen Elf Ghosh and Elf Marie fighting Asta and the Black Bulls. When they used their mirror magic, no one in the area could move, but when Asta used his Demon Destroyer sword, his black anti-magic from the sword spread out and removed the effects of the magic spell. In the process, the same way he saved Luck and everyone else with this sword, he was able to save Ghosh and Marie. This sword also has the power to remove the effects when an elf becomes a dark elf. This happened in the Battle of the Shadow Palace when the Word Magic Devil consumed Patry with demon magic. At the end of the elf arc, Asta was able to save William and return him back to normal. With the combined powers of Licht's swords magic and also William's tree magic, Asta was able to help out by using his Demon Destroyer sword by hitting the tree, and it was able to spread out his anti-magic around the whole entire country with the help of Licht using the Demon Dweller sword, helping the souls return back into the afterlife. Now, a few chapters back in the manga, we finally got a name of this spell that Asta used when the Demon Destroyer sword spreads his anti-magic to cancel out and negate spells. Damnatio from the Royal House of Kira was able to use his scale magic to shrink everyone else's in the area, making the Black Bull's magic completely useless when they tried to save Asta from trial. Asta used his spell named Demon Destroyer Sword Causality Break. Now, I wouldn't argue with you if you said that this sword could be Asta's strongest sword, but one thing I will say is that this sword definitely has a lot of hacks and is definitely unique from the other swords. The great addition about this sword is that this makes Asta a more complete fighter. His biggest problem in the series is that his Demon Slayer sword was too big, it would slow him down, he couldn't be mobile, but his Demon Duelist sword allows him to be mobile and to absorb someone's magic and use it as a long range attack. Asta's biggest weakness was fighting mages who were faster than him and also were really good with long range attacks. With Asta having this third sword, this makes him more versatile than ever. And since this sword is so new, there could be some dormant powers that we have not seen yet from Asta using this sword. Now, I do believe that in the future there could be more swords that Asta will have, because in the manga we seen that the Witch Queen was telling Asta who were the former owner of the swords, and it was Licht. We seen that he was holding a Demon Slayer sword and a Demon Duelist sword, but there were 3 things on the ground that were in dark silhouettes. It could be swords or it could be something else, but I do believe that it could be extra swords. And if they are, in my opinion, I don't think Asta really needs it. I think it would be really interesting if someone else found these swords and started using them themselves. I think that would be really interesting in the story. It can be like a new rivalry or a new villain who has Licht's swords. Honestly, I think that would be a way better idea. But with that being said, this is the explained video of Asta's Demon Destroyer sword. Now that this has been completed, we'll be talking about next week Asta's anti-magic, his Black Asta mode. So with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to see more content. I'm J Cloud. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.